Hello and welcome back to the When You're Podcast, the podcast for when you're doing anything. Today we're talking about when you're listening to peaceful music. So, I've been listening to a lot of peaceful music as of not recently, I've been listening to it, but I guess I kind of just keep it on in the background every now and then, because I don't know what else to fill the room up with, or my room up with. Sometimes I kind of feel like I just like listening to it, kind of just the repetition of it, or the steadiness, the quiet, Not that I don't like peace and quiet. I don't necessarily need the music. It's just that, every now and then I kind of feel like, well, hold on. Let me get something in the background, or something to calm me down, or just to relax, or just something to kind of play, some sort of music to fill up the space, and something that I can not pay attention to. It's kind of like the same thing as keeping the TV on, or when you're watching something on your TV, and then you would just be on your phone or whatever. Something like that, where I can focus on one thing and then I can actually do another. And it's just background noise, and it makes you feel a little less alone, but it's also just kind of nice to focus on it every now and then. Anyways, I've been listening to peaceful music, and when you're listening to peaceful music, I guess a majority of the time it's to help me go to sleep, or help people sleep most of the time, The big reason why is because sometimes you just need that little calm, soothing sounds to just put you in a sleep, put you in a little quiet lullaby, quiet little place. That's why I like the ASMR videos, or I'm talking about, the one where they do the whole thing. I like those videos, but I also like the scenic ones, where it's you're in a rainforest and you can feel the breeze, or the ones where it's you're in a blizzard and da 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 da, And they just you hear the blizzard going, you know what I'm saying? It does that. Or it's a thunderstorm, and they got the little, you know what I'm saying? They got the background is so clear. Or you're at the beach and it's nighttime, and you hear the waves crashing back and forth. Stuff like that I really enjoy. Oh, the rain. Rain is a big one. Rain is I think that's the one I usually listen. Well, I listen to all of them, but that's one of the ones that I kind of gravitate to, just because I like the sound of the rain, or I do enjoy the pitter patter of it, because it just makes you feel, I don't know what it is, but there's a clear difference between listening to it and it actually happening in real life. If it happens in real life, I know that I'm going to get some good sleep. That's the best time. But when I listen to it on my headphones or whatever, or just on my phone to try to listen to go to sleep, it's good, but it doesn't hit the same. You know what I mean? I don't know why. It has a lot to do, I think, with, I don't know. I guess it's kind of just the environment plays a big part in sleeping patterns or whatnot. Because I can listen to the rain pitter patter on my phone, but it doesn't cool down the air around you, and it doesn't make it that's what it is. It's because when it rains, it gets colder, and then I put the blanket on top, and then just the whole balance of it all. Whereas if I listen to it on there, it's just it doesn't change anything realistically about my room or anything. It's just something soothing to listen to. And the same thing with the ocean. I bet it must be cool to sleep at a beach house, and then the beach is right there. You can hear the waves crashing near your house and stuff, coastal houses. Yeah, that's it. Those kind of places got to be so much fun, so cool. um, and very peaceful at night. I'm guessing. I'm hoping. You know what I mean? Unless there's some vandalism going on I don't know about. And then there's other scenic places. Like they'll do. I think they'll do like. I was listening to like. You know what it was? It was snowing in some. I think it was in Japan, and there was literally just a guy walking in the snow, and you can hear the crunch of his foot from walking on the snow, and I really liked that. And it was kind of like you can feel the breeze or the coolness of it all, and I really liked that because I was just like, oh snap. The snow crunching and the weather and all of that, like I liked hearing that. It made me feel a little peaceful, a little quiet. And it just, listening to peaceful music just calms you down. It calms me down. And sometimes you need it depending on the day. You know, if you've had a very stressful day, you might need a little bit of coolness, some calmness, something to take your mind off of things. So that way you can kind of focus on stillness, focus on calming yourself down and not being on like such a go, 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 go mentality, which is how I believe a lot of people are. It's how I get sometimes, where it's just like I have to do this and then I have to do that. It's always the next thing. It's never... I don't like taking a whole lot of breaks, because if I take a break, then I'm really going to take a break. Like I can get really lazy. I don't want to be super lazy. I want to be productive. I want to get everything done, and then as a reward you can be as lazy as you need to be, as lazy as you want to be. And it feels like a never-ending trap. Is like, oh, you can't be lazy because you could still get ahead, you can still do more, there's still the next step, there's still this, there's still that, you still have to make this, or you still have to do that, or you know what I mean. There's never an ending goal. And for that, I just feel like, I don't know, I kind of feel like, depending on the day, of course, or if you've had like a stressful day, or maybe you've been angry, you just need to calm down for a quick second. You listen to the peaceful music. Or if you're going to start the day, this is another one. I would, when I knew I was going to have like a pretty, I don't want to say a hectic day, but it's just like when you're getting ready to start, you know, and you know that once you get started, you're going to keep on rolling, and you're not going to have moments to really spend time on your phone or to do anything, because you're going to be working, or you're going to be focused on something else, or there's going to be somebody to help, or you're going to be juggling all kinds of stuff. And because of that, at the start of it, at the start of the day, or early in the morning, I guess I should say, you want to start with something peaceful, because it'll kind of ease you into the day. It'll also be a lot softer on your ears, and it would also give you that kind of like, okay, relax, and then here we go. You know what I'm saying? So it's just kind of like, take a deep breath, take it easy, and go for it. And then you get to start your day off on like a kind of relaxing, and then you jump right into the heat. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe before a big moment. I remember when I used to be in elementary school, middle school, they used to have this field day. And I remember I had this feeling of like the day before, I was like super excited, and I would listen to all kinds of like energy pumping music. Like I would listen to Eye of the Tiger by Survivor, and I would listen to it, and it would hype me up. But then like on the actual day, or like the morning of, I don't know, I guess I just didn't really listen to it, or I wasn't really that like excited or focused on it. So before a big moment, or something that you think you're going to be really excited about, I kind of wish that I had played more peaceful music in those instances. Not because I didn't want to listen to the loud, powerful music. It was more so because the quiet, peaceful music would have made it would have made me feel a duality of like, okay, be calm, be focused, have fun, da 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 da. And then the other one would be like, yes, let's go, let's party, let's do the whole thing. You know what I mean? It's good to have a good balance of the mix. And so listening to peaceful music would have calmed me down and not made me so jittery, or it probably would have helped me sleep a little bit better, I feel. But anyways, it's about focus. You have to focus, and calming down helps you focus a lot. It helps you see things that like you otherwise would be. You know what kind of bothers me sometimes is that like you ever see those, I don't know, those action movies where the guy or the main character, right? Usually somebody who's like an expert marksman, who's perfect at shooting with a gun, right? Takes every single shot and is always so perfect and precise with it, right? And then he's fighting all the bad guys. He's shooting bullets left and right. Pew, 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 right? He's going crazy. And then, like, he's in life or death situation. And then all of a sudden, it's like an ally shows up, or like somebody they're supposed to protect, or not the bad guy, or an innocent civilian. He points the gun at them, and he doesn't pull the trigger, right? Because I'm always like, there's got to be at least a few people who are trigger. You know what I mean? There's just like, when you're in the heat of the moment, they make it seem like, oh, they're just gonna pull the trigger no matter who shows up because they think it's an enemy. But they always have like, you know, for the most part, they always have the clarity of like, whoa, 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 you know, and they don't pull the shoot them. You know what I'm saying? It just feels like that's a little convenient. It's just like, this guy pops up out of nowhere. You're trigger happy. You're pulling the trigger every 20 seconds. Like, you're not waiting 2 seconds to like know it's a good guy or a bad guy. I just kind of feel like there should be more instances of like them shooting them or putting the gun away, I guess. I don't know. I just feel like that level of focus, or that level of like, oh, they're not a bad guy, I don't have to shoot them. It's just like, it's a split second reaction, and I just don't know. I don't think that they would be that smart. Or like, in like a real life situation, obviously it's a movie. But whatever. It's all about focus. That's all I'm trying to get at, is that like, they don't have that calm down. That's what kind of bothers me, is that like, the calm down helps them remain focused. They don't have the calm down. They're in the heat of the moment, and then they have to all of a sudden stop shooting, or stop the high intensity of it all, so that way he doesn't accidentally kill the wrong person. Which also is focus in itself. That's how you know they're good at what they do. But it's like very few and far between. You know, you see somebody jump up in front of you, you're going to shoot them. I think, you know, I don't know. But maybe they're able to do that. But for me, I'm just saying, if they were listening to peaceful music, it would make a lot more sense. And like I was saying, it's just, peaceful music is just good, calm down. It's good background noise. Because sometimes I'll just be like working on my laptop or doing something else, and I'll just happily play it on in the background, or I'll be doing something else, or I'll be on my phone or whatever, and I'll just play it. I'll just play it on in the background, just so that way it fills up. You know, it's really just to fill up the space. I feel like if I can fill up the space, it kind of makes me feel like I don't know. It feels nice. It feels like because sometimes I'll put on like Hawaiian music, and I'll be like, this is nice. It feels like I'm in a Hawaiian cafe, or I'm doing this other thing, right? Like it's dumb, but it's kind of just like, it just fills up my room, or fills up my house with like with something nice. And I don't have to like pay attention to it, or I don't have to like feel it 100% of the time, but it's just nice to like, oh yeah, that's still playing, or I can hear that, or the soothing of it, listening to it is really nice. Stuff like that. It just also adds a layer of noise. It gives me a little something else, like just like a little. Instead of it being completely silent, it would just be like, oh, here's a little salt and pepper, some flavor, you know what I mean, some extra spice to the air or to the room and whatnot. I like that. And it's just nice to enjoy every now and then. Nothing to pay attention to, nothing to really focus on because sometimes I like listening to music, but sometimes when it's like my favorite kind of songs, I just stop everything and just listen to it and sing the lyrics and over and over and over again, right? Like it's a repeat of songs over and over and over again because they're my favorite and they're so good. And then with this music, I don't have to kind of focus on it too much. I can kind of just like let it go, or it's on a loop, so that way I don't have to focus so much on it, and I can just sit back, relax, enjoy it, and not care about, oh, what do they say here, or what kind of instrument is this? It's just like, what you're getting. You're getting the same thing over and over and over again. And it's really nice. And as background noise, you have so many options. There's the option of, like I said, there's like, you can get snow, rain, a rainforest. You can do the ocean. You can do a blizzard. You can do like a spaceship. You could do a tree. Like there's so many things. There's so many scenarios. You could do like a swamp. You could do Shrek Swamp as like background noise if you want to, or like peaceful music, right? Like that's possible. So because you have so many ranges of options, right? You can do the ASMR. You can do the you know what? You can do like the one where they're like tapping on a bunch of stuff. Or you can do the one where they're like brushing, or they're doing some sort of maybe like a quiet whisper to you about whatever, right? Like those kind of things, they're available, they're options. And because you have so many options, you have so many ways to like calm down or be peaceful or relax. But I'm mainly focusing on peaceful music because sometimes they give you like the little xylophone. The little xylophone ones are really nice. The guitar ones are really good. I think, what else is there? There's like the harp, but the harp can be a little bit too much. The piano can be a little too much. That's why I like the soothing of the guitar, because it's a lot, I don't know, gentler, I feel. Not that the piano isn't gentle, it's just that sometimes like the keys, you know what I mean? They can be a little distinct, more distinct than I feel like the guitar is. But other than that, there's also just like, jazz. They have like trumpets, and it's just like soothing jazz music, you know what I mean? Some Chet Baker, and I'll play that because I do enjoy that music. I do enjoy jazz. It really is kind of like it's just a vibe. It's just kind of soothing. And the difference between jazz and the peaceful like consistency of like other sounds or other music is that jazz is always different. They're always playing a new note, they're always doing a new thing. So in that instance, it kind of makes it like, oh snap, that's nice, or I like that part, or you know what I mean? It's not the same thing, but it's still peaceful, you know? And overall, peaceful music is just, it's really soothing. It's something it can give you a better mood, you know, just by listening to that good song or listening to that peaceful sound. It's just like, I like that sound, or I like that part or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? It's better for the ears, especially early in the mornings or maybe late at night when you're trying to fall asleep. It's just so much more easier to take in. Like when people listen to, I've done this before. It's like it's punk, it's heavy metal music. I can't believe I blanked out on that. Okay, so they play heavy metal music and they blast it in their ears like crazy, and they can go to sleep to that. And I guess that works for like any music really. Like it's not just particular to heavy metal or punk songs. It's just that like I remember I watched Zathura, and in the movie The Girl, she like she puts on her headphones, she goes to sleep, and it's blasting this music, and I'm just like, what in the world? But at the same time, I've tried it, you know what I mean? I tried it because of that. I saw her do it, and I was just kind of like, let me give it a shot. And I did it, and it worked. Surprisingly, it worked, I guess all of that noise just kind of like makes everything else go away. I don't know, but me, myself, and I prefer the peaceful music route, you know what I mean? Nothing against heavy metal, nothing against any of that stuff, you know what I'm saying? It's just that, like, for me, I'd rather go in that direction. So, I just feel like the relaxation of it all, it's better for the ears than that, you know what I'm saying? It's more relaxing, it's a lot more chill, but, everybody has different tastes and of music, and everybody likes different things, so best not to just be like, oh, this is the only music. But it's soft, it's easy, it's simple, it's not that complicated as with like heavy metal. I feel like it's a little bit more complicated, or it feels like there's a lot more going on than a simple xylophone or a little guitar, you know what I'm saying, and like a peaceful wave. So stuff like that. Also, when you play this music, you don't get any complaints. Okay, so you could blast heavy metal music, and then everybody's like, hey, shut up, be quiet, you can't play that music. Hey, enough with the loud music and all the other stuff, like terrible, right? Like your neighbors, like if you play that song out loud, like all the time, like your neighbors are going to be like, you can't just play that 24, well, you can do whatever you want, to be honest. Like, who cares what they think? But I'm just saying that, like, the complaints are going to go up, up, up. You know what I'm saying? Whereas if you play, like, the peaceful kind of music, they're going to be like, okay, like, it's nice, it's peaceful, it's soothing, you know what I mean? It's like, it's not hurting anybody, right? Neither's the other music, you know what I mean? Everybody else can go, politely leave me alone. But, like, it's just kind of like, mind their own business, you know what I'm saying? But it's also kind of like nobody's going to judge you for it. Like some people will judge you based on the music you listen to, but if you listen to like simple, calming music, nobody's going to be like, why are you listening to that? Like, what is this music? What is this song? Like, why are you listening to this? Like, nobody's going to judge you. Everybody's just going to be like, okay, yeah, he's just looking to calm down. He likes a little bit of a peaceful stuff, you know what I'm saying? And it just has the ability to make anybody like calm down, or like it cools them down, you know what I'm saying? It's like some people are like, I don't want to say hot-headed, they're just kind of like up in their heads a lot, you know what I mean? You just need to decompress and cool down, so it makes anyone kind of cool. It kind of just calms them down, turns down the temperature, I guess I should say, of like your mind. And so yeah, you get no complaints. Your neighbors aren't like coming up to you being like, yeah, you can't play that music, or calm down with it, or just listen to it on your headphones, da 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 da. Nobody's gonna be like, why are you listening to, what are you listening to, peaceful music, you loser? Like nobody's gonna say that, you know what I mean? Nobody would say that anyways, but I'm just saying, for example, nobody's gonna like be crazy with it. It kind of cools people down, and it's a nice distressor, you know what I mean? You're stressed out, you're having a bad moment, or you're worried about something, just like take the stress away, listen to some peaceful music, some good soft tunes, you know what I'm saying? Don't be so crazy with it, you know what I mean? And like I said, it just puts you in a better mood. It really does. Cuz there's so many times where I feel like there could have been moments where I've been there were moments where I had like a bad attitude or I had like a very bad mood and I wasn't feeling particularly like myself, or I was kind of just like not in it. I don't know the right phrasing for it. I was me, but I was like upset, not really cool, good me. I was like just a nothing, blah. And if my mood was a little bit better, or if I was like, I guess maybe a little more calm or not as like in my head or focused on other things, I could have been a lot better. I wouldn't be feeling, or I wouldn't remember feeling that way about in those moments of like, man, if only I had just been a little bit more optimistic or just let it go or relaxed a little bit. But my tensions were high for me or whatever, and I just didn't feel at ease. So I just needed something to distress. And I'm not always going to have like my headphones, or I'm not always going to be able to like listen to like calming music 24/7. Like sometimes I put my phone down and I just get on with my day, I don't always check it. But I feel like once you kind of use it, or you get in that moment of like, remember the peaceful music, remember the beach, remember the waves, remember the rain, like all that stuff. It kind of just comes back into your mind mentally, and you can just kind of like de-stress that way a little bit. It's not an exact perfect, but it's kind of like a technique or a way that I would do it for myself. Is just like calm down, remember the waves, remember you're at the beach and you're listening to the waves wash across the shore and then pull back and then the waves come again. So that kind of thing, it kind of just simplifies things, Listening to peaceful music, it just simplifies everything. It's not the crazy heavy metal, it's not the epic rock guitar, it's not any of that stuff. It's just simple, easy song. No, you know what I'm saying? It's not like it's got no fast-paced lyrics or a kind of a rhythm that I have to get used to and sync up to match with the lyrics and whatnot. It's all just one flow. It's all just a simple little melody, a simple ride. It doesn't have to be anything too out there or too crazy. There's no lyrics, so I don't have to figure that out and whatnot. Cause listen, my head is full of lyrics, okay? Song lyrics. It's like about 77% song lyrics in my mind. So I kind of just need a little bit of a break, a little bit of a, you know what I mean? Not to memorize anything new. And it's also just like the simplicity of it is what draws me back to it every single time. Is like, oh, I need the simplistic song. I need something just like boring and peaceful and easy, so that way I can just kind of turn my brain off and go to sleep, or I can turn my brain off and not focus on anything else other than this one note, or focus on this one instrument, or focus on this one sound, over and over and over again. And in doing that, I just feel like it just helps me to concentrate. You concentrate on one thing and then you handle everything else from there, one thing at a time, not overwhelming yourself and multitasking and putting on a heavier burden on yourself than you need to, one step at a time. And that just makes life so much simpler. It makes me think a lot simpler. It makes everything not as complicated, right? Like when I think about doing, I don't know, just like a job or a task or something, right? I can pick at it any number of ways. But I remember I had to fix something, or there was something that I needed to help fix. And I was like, okay, so I have to do this so that I can do that. And then after I do that, I can do this and then this and then that. And then instead of looking at it from the hundreds of steps that I would have to do just to get one thing done, I looked at it as like, okay, all you have to do right now is get this tool. Okay, I have this tool. Now that I have this tool, all I have to do is this job. Okay, now that I did that job, all I have to do is this thing. Instead of looking at it like, okay, I'll do something simple like, I don't know, hanging, you know what, how about like making a picture frame and then hanging it? You know, you can look at it as like, okay, what kind of wood should I get? I have to go to the store and get the wood. Then I have to cut the wood into the exact precise measurements. So I have to measure the wood so that way I can cut them precisely, and then I have to fit them on the right picture. And once I get the right picture, I have to get the back of it all figured out. Then once I have the back of it all figured out, I have to get the rope on the back of it to hang, and then I have to hammer in the nails and all this other stuff, right? Instead, I just go like, all I have to do is go to the store and get some wood to make this thing. That's simple as that, you know? Or you could do even simpler than that. And you could just say, you know, all I have to do is make a picture frame and hang it on the wall. Like, simple as that. You know? All I have to do is make a picture frame and hang it on the wall. There's no going to the store part, none of that extra stuff. Just simple, easy. And the way that it all connects to listening to peaceful music is just simplicity, just easy, soft. It helps to calm down. It's good background noise. So when you're listening to peaceful music, think of it as like something to cool you down, something for relaxation, for sleep, calm down, focus, concentration, simplicity, and just take away all of the stress from your day. And it just helps you out, you know? So, all in all, that's what I feel, or like something that you can do when you're listening to peaceful music. So, thank you guys so much for listening. I'll talk to you guys all next time. Thank you.